Yeah. I finally had to put down the tequila. Whoops. Brown baggy with loud packs in his jacket. Finally found me a little true. Now I'm headed back down the West Coast. Like, oh man, packed up both bands. I'm so damn happy I'm coming back to Spokane, damn it. Hope band full of G.I. Joes. I'm on the south side mobbing in some east side clothes. I used to party with the east side hoes. Kept the middle fingers up, I had the peace side close. Sorry I've been gone for the winter, spring back. Bring bodies, we coming home in the sprinter, come on.
Don't bring knives to a gunfight. Please leave your demons at home. My life stays on through the good times, on through the bad times, on for the show. Don't bring knives to a gunfight. Please leave your demons at home. My life stays on through the good times, on through the bad times, on for the show. It's a run. Whole crew coming with me when I'm on. Everything I do, really, really out of love. You can tell I'm having fun. You can tell that we the ones everywhere we are. You won't see me on them bitter raps, but even for the TV, I ain't into that. Y'all like a meme, only people on the internet. No one to find that on the traps, like finding artifacts. I'm evolving like the road to Homo sapiens. Sam, I saw the thorn shows and it's wavy then. Might take a van, might take a plane on stage, I land. I laid the plan, I'm the greatest, don't make me say it again. Hot damn, and it's all for the show. Put my heart in the art, every song.
What up, y'all? Let's do this. What a game, man. We had some great games this week. I'm about to print off next week's schedule. We'll save it for tomorrow, though, when we review fantasy scores. Talk about who made the fantasy playoffs in the Blazzzin leagues. Have a little fun doing that. Chris put up, Chris likes to put up an episode of Jerry Springer every now and then. And tonight's episode of Jerry Springer was name the quarterback that's been the most disappointing in the playoffs, essentially. Or like regular season up here and then playoffs here. And again, I think people are just saying who sucked in the playoffs. But it's really like who performs super well all season long and then dips off when it comes to playoff time. I don't know. It'd be an interesting case study to see the season numbers. You know, it's easy to look up. It's easy to look up who stinks in the playoffs. It's a lot different to say who was really, really good all season, then gets to the playoffs and just can't seem to figure it out. But I think the one that caught my eye the most that I didn't even think of myself was someone mentioned Phillip Rivers. I mean, never was he like super great in the season, but he was one of those disappointing dudes. Another one's like Andy Dalton's easy to point out because he always got to the playoffs like that first round and then lost. But I don't think he was ever anything like super insane, you know. Just like that's a weird question. I want to look more into that and see where do those numbers come up so big. I mean, it's hard because playoff games are so limited. So if you come out and have one crappy game and lose, it's like, well, that's hard to compare that to the whole season. I know, Chris, because if it gets out of control, you know I delete the thread. If people start cursing and getting nasty, I delete it. If we can, and hopefully that's worked to like condition some people to just say their piece. You can have a debate and make fun of each other without being nasty and mean to each other. Because when it turns into like a politics thing, you know what I mean? Like where people get angry and hate each other because they don't agree with them, then I'm like, this ain't what this is about. Kyle Trask at a 99, Redback. Yeah, Chris, don't worry. I monitor those situations closely. I like people to like, get in debates and have fun, but man, when people get angry, here we go. Trey Sermon, Jordy Nelson, Nwagwu, Mac, Allen, and Chase Young. And here we got a Pat Freiermuth at a 99 going out to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the NFC is quickly becoming a cluster for who's going to get that first round bye. I don't like that they just give one bye. Do you guys like that? Do you like the extra team and give one bye? Or would you rather they just added two teams almost and still do the two byes? I don't know if that even works that way. Sam Darnold, Crowder, Higgins, Carson, Nick Bosa, and there's a Najee Harris classic beginnings. Sanders, Rogers, Edmonds, Eckler, Rager, and there's a Sean Alexander out of 50 greenback for the Seahawks going out to Jamar. What up, Jamar? And a Kirk Cousins out of 25. He was another name brought up. Kirk Cousins out of 25. We got, do we have an autograph finally? Nope, doesn't look like it. Michael Carter, Warren Moon, and Davis Mills with a decent game this week. Brown, Gibson, Jones, Jalen Phillips, blue back out of 75. And we got a Mac Jones gold classic beginnings out of 75 for the New England Patriots. It's going to be Ethan. You like just the one team getting the bye, like you got to win it to get it? I mean, I get it. It's not like it's my least favorite thing the NFL does. Young and Chuba. Yeah, I mean, I do like the extra team being in. I would rather have one team get a bye and have the extra team in. Although they said when they implemented that, they went back and looked at the team that would have made it the most out of all the teams in the NFL if that rule had been in effect over the last 15 years, and it was the Buffalo Bills. And that's because we were like that 7-9 team for like a decade and a half. Never get a good draft pick. Never make it to the playoffs. But yeah, and you know what? I like the extra week too. It's leaving a lot out there that can still happen. Very few teams are truly fully eliminated. Now, every week we're going to see more and more teams that get eliminated. I think the Bucks clinch next week. They could have clinched this week if the Saints would have lost, because the Panthers ended up losing. They needed to believe it was the Panthers and the Saints to each lose. So they should clinch next week. You're going to start to see a couple teams at least clinch a spot. Maybe not their Terry McLaurin and the Sanders for the Cowboys prism. Randall, Parsons, Roethlisberger. There's a J.K. Dobbins blank back. Does Parsons win Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year? Has that ever happened? I know it can happen, but has it ever happened? I mean, make a case for who can win Defensive Player of the Year that's not, that's better than him, even though he's a rookie. Robinson, and there's a Jamar Chase behind a Jim Kelly. Najee Harris, Allen Robinson. Then we got the Breeze and Colston, Tomlinson, Gainwell, Mayfield, Sutton, Sam Darnold out of 99, Redback, and a Patrick Surtain rookie gold out of 99. Man, we got to get an autograph out of here soon, right? Devonta Smith, Claypool, Kelsey, Moore, Murray, Metcalf, Wentz for the Colts, Montana, and Collins. There's got to be an autograph in here soon. We're getting down to the last few boxes. There is a jersey round 2 breakup, most likely going to crack in the morning. Last I looked, there was about half the spots taken, which kind of it was the plan when we put it up there. I didn't think it would fill tonight, but the first half of the case really only had a Devontae Adams in it. It had a Coach Levy, a Worley, like a Lenny Moore, and a Jerry Jeudy. So I think we have a banger in the second. Parsons and Diggs will steal each other's votes. You know what, though? Diggs really... Diggs is not having a good year. Trevon Diggs. When you look at it, he's actually giving up the most yards to receivers with like a minimal amount of passes thrown to. He's third from last in yards after catch. The only and essentially what they were saying is he's leading the league in the interception category, but the reason is he's gambling so much. He's giving up so much on defense because he's gambling for these INTs. I just heard that this week. We didn't get a really chance to talk about it, and it was kind of pointed out when they were talking about, like, he's not really having a great season overall, just his interceptions. And it's easy to, that's what we look at, right? It's like if someone scores, it's like Jameis Winston when he was the quarterback of the passing leader, right, for the season. He was the passing leader for the season because he had like 50 touchdowns, but he also had 40 interceptions. That's essentially what Trevon Diggs is doing on defense. He's leading the league in interceptions and having great interceptions and returns and stuff, but it's coming at a price, so, but I think you're right. I mean, that's what people are looking at, so he'll get the votes. Caleb Farley for the Tennessee Titans going out to James Ray. That nice Mac Jones so far. Here's one for the Chicago Bears. William Butler, Khalil Herbert. I think he has a nice career coming. I mean, it may not be one of those superstar ones, but he's going to be, what do you think, Chris? Big role player for the Bears? He had some like dashes of brightness this year. For the Indianapolis Colts, Kwity Paye, they get the New England Patriots this week. That, to me, is a big game to watch in the AFC. I mean, one of those teams might win the division. One of them might not make the playoffs. They both might make the playoffs. They both might win their division. Neither might still. That's how crazy the AFC is right now. Shane Buechele for the Chiefs out of 50. Kansas City going out to Hans out of 50. And it's a Kadarius Toney. Did I hear they shut him down for the season today? Kadarius Toney for the New York Giants. Going to be Rob. Kind of like a Pollard, you think, Chris? Or more like because Pollard really could be a starter. All right, last box. Good luck. We will do 2 $5 hitless credits. Like I said, I don't think we're close enough for the jerseys. Y'all are quiet. Everyone's laying in bed and kind of just watching, I'm sure. All right, the Kaboom and the case hit are like the case hit. We've gotten a Kaboom and one of those other, I forget what the other case hits are in these, but we haven't pulled either from this case, so we just haven't opened any in a while. Of course, we got the P word. Alvin Kamara, maybe that means that the case hits in here. Out of 25, Alvin Kamara going out to the Saints. He came back and ready to roll. I needed him to have one more touchdown, and Taysom Hill got it. Jalen Ramsey. Nick Bosa. And where's my Josh Allen card? We had the Justin Jefferson and Kurt Warner out of 75 team tandems. Player used for Cousins going out to the Minnesota Vikings. Has Cohen played at all this year? He's like is he on season ending IR or has he been playing? I just haven't really heard his name. That goes out to Seth. And it's going to be a 600 point card. So not at least a solid amount. 600 points. We'll random that off at the end. It will count as a hit towards hit list. Have they done anything with points in a while? I keep seeing them post up NFT stuff. They should let you buy the NFT stuff with your points. That way, at least if somebody wants to dabble in the NFT, they can at least enjoy it without spending money. 5 of 5 short print for the Atlanta Falcons going out to Tay Taylor. We got Matt Ryan, 5 out of 5. Tay Taylor with that one. DJ Moore and Randall Cobb. Heard a case today that the Houston Texans coaches are the best coaches in the league because of how well they're doing with what they had to work with. Thought that was interesting. I don't know if I agree with it, but it was they were talking about it for a while. They said they have literally the worst talented roster in the league. Nick Chubb, I don't know if I agree with that either. Out of 99 going to the Browns. Cleveland Browns is going to be John. And our autograph is going to be for the Dallas Cowboys. We got a little bit of a sock in there, a jersey, and a football out of 99 for the Dallas Cowboys. Joseph Taylor with the Fijoka. All right, last box. Come on now. Give us a kaboom here. Something big out of this. Oh, it is a case hit. It's the explosive. I think that's one of the case hits, right? For the Baltimore Ravens, explosive Lamar Jackson. There we go. Now, like I said, the other cases we opened, we actually had the explosive and the kaboom. I don't know how these are doing compared to the kabooms, but there we go. We got one. Explosive Lamar. Man, can't get you guys excited for anything. McLaurin, did you all hear this? Josh Jacobs has like 7 children, or 8 children to 7 different women. Is that true? That's a lot of responsibility. Shi Smith out of 250. And oh my gosh, it's a dual ink. Historical duels, 6 out of 10. Carson Palmer and Chad Johnson. Matt Mazars, 6 out of 10. That's a cool card. There we go. Nice box, absolute at least. Again, we got points to random off. We got hitless credits to give out. All right, where am I? I want to do this here. Okay. All right. Here we go. We have the Matt Ryan out of 5, out of 25, Alvin Kamara, Jamar Chase, Prism. I can't pull out. I've never heard that. That's funny. Out of 99, Certain. Dobbins out of 25, blank back for the Ravens. Ravens with a nice break. Sean Alexander out of 50, Kirk Cousins, Green Glitter out of 25. Jalen Phillips out of 75, Muth out of 99, and Trask out of 99. We also had these 2 cards. Mac Jones out of 75 for the Pats and an explosive Lamar Jackson. Again, not numbered, but they are the case hits. Going out to the Baltimore Ravens, Bob Riley. For our hits, we had Nick Chubb for the Cleveland Browns. It's going to be going out to John Kreischer. We had the Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson out of 75 for the Minnesota Vikings. Going out to Seth Anderson. And then the Fiocca out of 99 with the ball, the jersey, and the sock. Going out to Joseph Taylor. We had Kadarius Toney for the New York Giants. Going out to Palacia. What up, Rob? Shane Buechele for the Kansas City Chiefs. Going out to Hans. And Kwity Paye for the Indianapolis Colts. Going out to Chris Anderson. We had the Khalil Herbert for the Chicago Bears. Going out to William Butler. And Caleb Farley for the Tennessee Titans. Let me double check that. I always say Titans, and sometimes I feel like I'm wrong. Caleb Farley, yep, is the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans going out to James Ray. And, of course, historical duels. I don't know if they're old enough to be history, but I guess they are. Chad Johnson and Carson Palmer, Cincinnati Bengals going out to Matt Mazars. All right, before we give away the 2 $5 hitless credits, let's go ahead and do the 600 points. Random that off to one team, and then we'll just mark them as a hit. You are eligible if you did get a hit. Top 2 and $5 hitless credits. Good luck, y'all. Oops. It's not. This is 600 points. Top name wins. Counts as a hit. Min roll 5. We already got the 8. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals crushing that box. Bengals goes out to Matt Mazars. And then what we're going to do now is take all the teams that did not get anything there. Give 2 $5 hitless credit. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Final round is the Dolphins and the Chargers. Miami Dolphins, Chris Taylor. LA Chargers, Dougie Berger. Going out, getting the $5 credits there. I'm just doing a real quick peek in on the jerseys. All right, I'll update these suckers right now, and then we'll go from there. I don't think we're gonna have enough for tonight though. Catch y'all soon. Deuces.